Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and it's a time of the year to make gingerbread cookies, and in German it's called Lebkuchen, and Lebkuchen is one of my favorite cookies. So I'm going to give you a really good recipe that's easy to do. So let's start with the dry ingredients. We're going to start with 3 cups of flour, which is 700 grams of flour. I'm going to put that in this bowl, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons of ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. And it looks like I'm making a mess again. A tablespoon of cocoa. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. And last but not least, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I need to take a whisk and just mix the dry ingredients all together evenly. So for part 2 of this recipe, I'm going to use my machine, and I'm going to use this tool and mix the other ingredients together, like butter and egg and sugar and molasses. So now I'm going to measure up 170 grams of butter. So now that I have the butter here, I'm going to put it in my mixer. It's room temperature, it's nice and soft. And mix that together for a few minutes until it's nice and creamy. Next, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And keep that mixer going. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of honey. I know that in Germany you would put more honey into the Lebkuchen, but the Canadian recipe calls for more brown sugar. Now for a very important ingredient is molasses. 3/4 cup of molasses, and that would be almost 200 grams. Pour that in, and we're going to mix that all together. So now I'm going to put it at top speed to get it all mixed nicely together. We have 2 more ingredients here to add to this mix, and that's 1 egg here. I'm going to put the egg in there, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now, if you're in Germany and you don't have vanilla, you can use the vanilla package powder, just 1 package. So here, this pure vanilla is a little stronger than the powdered vanilla. And then I'm going to mix that all together. I'm going to put it on top speed. So now the last step is to add the dry ingredients into the mix, and we're going to do that slowly. So always a bit at a time, and then let it mix. So let's put about 1/2 in there and let it mix, and then add the other 1/2. So now I'm going to add the rest of the flour mix in here, and I notice if I put the mixer up too high, it's gonna powder up in the air, and that's no good. So I'm gonna slowly start the mixer and then speed it up a little when all the powder is mixed together. So here we go. That's all of it. So I'm going to start it slowly now, so it won't like powder everywhere, and then gradually pick up the speed. This is what it looks like. I'm going to get this down in the bowl here, this dough, and then I'm gonna put it all in the big bowl and mix it with my hands. So the dough here is pretty gooey and soft. So I'm gonna put on some gloves, and I have to make a confession. This is actually a new recipe that I haven't really tried out. And the last time I made Lebkuchen cookies, gingerbread cookies, that was at least a year ago. So hopefully it turns out. Now I have my sanitized gloves on, and I'm going to mix this together as good as I can, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. I mixed it as best I can with my hands. You know, I don't have a KitchenAid. This is a Cuisinart, and the KitchenAid mixes much better than the Cuisinart. So now I'm going to wrap it up in clear wrap, 2 portions, and put it in the fridge for 4 hours. Here I have my gingerbread dough, or Lebkuchen in German, all wrapped up. I have 2 separate packages, and now they're going in the fridge, as I mentioned before, for at least 4 hours or overnight. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day, and it's time to make these Lebkuchen cookies, gingerbread cookies in English. And I took it out of the fridge, and I'm going to put flour here on my surface, and I'm going to start rolling out the dough. Rolled up my dough here, and I've got my baking sheet here, my cookie sheet actually, with parchment paper, and I'm just going to take a glass, a regular glass. I'm not going to do anything fancy today, and I'm just going to punch out round cookies. I'm on the second half of the cookie dough batch here, and when it's out of the fridge, it's a little bit hard to roll out, but it doesn't take long before it gets really soft. So the best thing is to hurry up before it gets too soft. So I'm on the last bit here, and the trick is to try to get the cookies pretty even in thickness, and make sure you always have enough flour underneath the dough and on top here. So now I have already 34 cookies, and this is 35, 36, and 37, 38. So I'm thinking we can get 40 cookies out of this recipe. This recipe gave me 44 cookies, and now I'm going to preheat my oven at 360 on conventional and put them all in there. So my oven is preheated, and I'm going to put all the cookies in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. I had my cookies in the oven for 15 minutes, and they are perfect. Okay, honey, try one of my cookies.
All right.
See if you like it.
Well, they look nice and round. Look at that. Very good, honey.
Do you think it needs chocolate on top?
I don't think so, but I think it's good just the way it is. No, I think I might have a few more today before I leave the kitchen. Thank you, honey.
Thank you all for watching. Please put a like there and subscribe if you haven't, and please join me in the next one.